Hey, well, how are ya? It's me, Kim Overholt, your party artist, and I'm here at my studio. This is fascinating. I hope you're having a good day. You know what? Oh, man. See, this is what happens when you go and use copyrighted music and you do a live sequence. When you go to go and look at it again, it's gone, right? Because you use the music and yeah. YouTube's like, what? They were using. Okay, that's it for that. Ah, yeah, she's cut up. Okay. So, yeah, yesterday I did a beautiful painting, as you see behind me, this beautiful painting. And yeah, I can't find it this morning because obviously I was using music and I was having a good time, and they don't want you to have use music and have a good time. So, yeah, I just kind of, well, this is what I made yesterday. Isn't it beautiful? I look at it later and I'm like, wow, that's really kind of cool. It's got a nice little sunset over here, but there's the clouds in the way and the palm tree. It's really straightforward. It was so easy to do. I did it in under an hour. Well, yeah, under an hour. And along that one, and like I say, this one too that I did just recently, which is so beautiful with its colors and stuff like that. Of course, right now it's a little bit on the or yellowy side, but you can't tell, but it's very beautiful. And that one took me about maybe a little bit longer than that one, but this one was like really nice to do. And if you ever want to do a sequence with me where we can hang out and paint this picture, you're more than happy to. I'm more than happy to come paint with you. So I hope you're having a good day. Oh my goodness, I was about to check and see what I've been doing the last couple of days. I left my paintbrush in the water. That's not a good thing to do. You don't. Usually I don't usually leave. Yeah. You don't usually leave the brush in the water. It's not a good idea. Unless you know you're going to be painting again and you can just leave it sit until you're ready to use it, which I might do again because it is Thursdays and I am trying to keep up with my schedule of Thursday is supposed to be a painting day too. I got water inside the one part of the paintbrush. I gotta kind of get out. This holds like freaking a whole bunch of water, and this is the Bob Ross special. So I guess that's why when he would shake it out and stuff, it would get all over everybody, and he'd laugh because of all the people in the studio are getting splashed right now. My producer is hating me. I remember when he would say stuff like that. I'd be like, okay, what's that all about? But yeah, these hold a lot of water. These 1 inch brushes of Bob Ross's, and yeah, they are really good, good quality, good quality. Except for the person who's holding them, me. Yeah, not so good quality. Well, I try to get you going with all kinds of art and stuff. I still got stuff dripping out of this. Just bear with me. Oh my god, I just got it on my black pants. Oh, at least it's not my good black pants. And yeah, it's been quite the day for the last little while. It was my birthday recently, and I got a few nice presents, and I got a lot of well wishers and everything. I'm so grateful, And I came in and I said a quick little thing where I said, hey, it was my birthday, blah blah blah. But never got a chance to come and say personally thank you to all you out there for being a friend of mine and watching me do silly things like painting and showing you other things that I do, because I do other things, like I can show you quick little landscapes and things like this. And this is what I used to do when I worked for Michael's underpainting. You get to learn about underpainting, of course, when you do. I mean, I still like in floral classes. It had a whole bunch of like stuff like that in it too. Yeah, I'm just kind of showing off what I have, a little bit of on the side over here. I got all this other stuff, as you see behind me. I'm always working on new projects, new ideas, just for myself. But if you have any ideas or projects that you need help with, and you think that maybe I could be something that could be of use for you, give me a shout. I am more than happy to help. And yeah, just bear with me. I'm getting paint all over everything. Paint water. I should say more paint water all over everything. I'm trying to be nice about everything. I'm trying to be nice about this. Now stop. So yeah, you know what? Today is Thursday, and it says I'm supposed to paint a picture. I'm supposed to paint a picture. So you know what? Maybe I'll work on one of my previous ones because I earlier had my rush picture up there too, along with my David Bowie. I'll show you what I have here. Let's lift you up a little bit. And you know what? Oh yeah, I have something I wanted to show you. Okay, 1 second. So yeah, there was show and tell today. Oh, and working on my David Bowie. I'm gonna fix that a little bit more. It's gonna look really, really, really good when I'm done. Of course, I never feel like I've finished anything. Hey, you know what I mean? So, oh, jeez. Okay, but I wanted to. Ooh, look at me. I'm making a mess here. Ha ha ha. This is my studio. I can do what I please, right? All right, so I'm going to pull this one out because it's got the new colors that I was using yesterday, and I could probably use whatever I have remaining on my palette to maybe work on this one for a little while today. Yes, these is the guys from Rush. Well, I'm just trying to look like the guys from Rush. I'm working on it. I'm a portrait artist, and this is a nice picture of them, and I really enjoyed their music over the years, and this is more or less a thing for myself, not for anybody in particular. And it's just, you know, to show appreciation, pretty much. Yeah. It's funny because I lived in the same neighborhood as, well, yeah, not the same neighborhood, but in the area where Neil Peart grew up. And my mom was actually lived on, is it Bayview Street in Port Dalhousie? Yeah, she grew up there. She grew up in Port Dalhousie, and without a father, he died young, and with just her mom and her brother, my mom and her brother, and yeah, lived in Port Dalhousie on a nice little farm. And my uncle would tell me stories about how they used to. They learned how to swim over up and jumping off of into the little part in port there, and swimming to a rock, I guess that was out there, and making. If you could do that, you were a good swimmer. You wouldn't have to worry about drowning. I don't know myself, but he told me there were times where it was kind of a little scary for him undertows and stuff like that. But yeah, in Port Dalhousie, it's almost like you almost live out, say in a port like. In England, you're right on the edge of the ocean, kind of thing, where you're right on the edge of a lake. And Port Louis, you're on the edge of Lake Ontario. And yeah, so he grew up in the same, well, grew up in the same vein. You know what? And it's funny because it's almost like I was saying earlier on Twitter. It's almost like I've kind of followed behind them, like. Uh, when I used to do the magic show, there was some cases that we used that used to belong to them. Uh, we played on a few stages that they probably been on too when I was doing my magic shows. Um, yeah, yeah, that's it's really kind of cool. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit today, I think. And I also have to look for work because right now I'm a little bit, yeah, as much as I've been working for this one place for a whole year and I've asked for more hours, they've given me less hours. So I have to find something. And if anybody out there wants me to do a commission piece, this is the perfect time. It's Christmas time, and I have some time to do the stuff like that. And you can see my track record. I am a good artist, and I can get done things in a very good, quick manner as long as you tell me exactly like what kind of deadlines you have. I can make it work for you. And if I can't, I will find somebody who can. Believe me, I'm that good. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You think I'm talking out my ass, but I'm not. I'm serious. So, yeah, so I'm going to work on this today. And let me see what I have. I've got my palette set from yesterday. The paints are still kind of wet. If I would have sprayed them off with some nice spray water, they would have probably kept a little bit longer. But I can always throw on more colors and work on the picture. I pull it up on my screen and I work on it kind of from there. And I'm just going to show you what I'm doing, just basically quickly, so you can get the hang of it, because I don't really want to have you sitting here and watching me do this whole thing, and end up. Hey, how do you like my hairband? Oh, and I wanted to show you. Yes, there's something else I wanted to show you. Okay, yeah. How do you like my hairband? I feel like I'm right out of the 80s again. Okay, hold on a second. One. I got one more other thing I want to show you. Oh, I'm so excited. I baked banana bread. Oh, it smells so good down here. Oh, no, yeah. Woo-hoo. They're just cooling off right now. They're still quite warm, but I can't wait to have myself a slice of nice banana bread. I make my own breads. This is really awesome. Oh, it's nice and toasty up here. Oh, thank God. I turned on the heat and I left it stay on here, and it's really nice and comfortable up here now. Thank God. Okay. So I can probably turn it down now a couple meters just so that it maintains in here. I don't want to take, go crazy. Oh, so yes, before I go, I have to tell you, the on my birthday, my book arrived, and it's really awesome because it was like, oh my gosh, it's like the perfect timing, and I love this book. I had this one. Well, it wasn't called this name when I first read it. It was called The Horror at Fontenay by Alexander Dumas. But the original other title for it is The Thousand and One Ghosts by Alexander Dumas. This book, oh my gosh. You want to read a really good story? Like you think Anne Rice was good? You think um, J.K. Rowling was good? You think that you've read a lot of uh, Hans Christian Andersen? No, yeah, no, not that one. Charles Dickens, yeah, stuff like that. This book, oh wow, what a book! It's a good read, and like I say, it's probably one of the earlier vampire stories in here that weren't um, like before Bram Stoker's Dracula came out. There's a vampire story in this book too, which is fantastic. And the thing about it is that there is kind of another there's sorry, I was reading something that come through. There's another book that's kind of like that reminds me of a more recent book called The Angry Angel, which is another one that I would suggest you read if you like vampire stories like I do. And I loved Anne Rice, and unfortunately she passed away just recently too. Um, and her books of the Vampire Lestat and Interview with the Vampire and all their vampire stories, very very cool. This is a very cool vampire story as well in here, and I really I dig the stories because I used to go to the library quite often, go to folklore and dig myself into the library, looking over tomes and tomes of uh, stories about vampires and things like that, and I came across so much folklore and so many cool stories that have to do with immortality and things like that. And I am looking forward to releasing my book actually, and that's maybe somehow how I can maybe get some extra income. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I do have a couple books that I'm working on, and maybe I become a good author, and maybe you guys might read a couple of my books. Now, I do have one out already called The Plight of Time on Android, but I haven't made it into it's a Kindle book, but I have not made it into a paperback, which I should one day. And it's a good story. And like I say, I have other stories that I'm going to be releasing because I have to make extra money somehow. So maybe I can do it making stories because I have a whole whack of stories. I have so many ideas in this little brain of mine. I wanted to be a director. I wanted to be a movie director, and that's part of the reason I went to Sheridan College to take classical animation and art fundamentals. Is to be somebody who could get all this stuff from my brain onto a known, maybe I could make an animation of it. And I still might. But I am also maybe thinking of making an animation out of this. Would be a good one to do as well. And yeah, I have so many stories, and no one to kind of lay them on to give ideas to, and so if you're in a really brilliant mind and you like really awesome stories, I have so many here for you in my brain that I probably won't have time to get out on paper, that maybe one day it could be like something that'd be worth a little bit of if you give me a little, I can give you a little bit of ideas for some of the stuff that I have. It's crazy. I've never seen anything written about anything that I've done anywhere yet. Although there have been close stories, there's nothing like the stories that I have, especially with The Plight of Time. The Plight of Time is a great story to read if you ever get a chance to. Yeah, I know I keep talking when I should be painting. I know. I'm just excited. I'm excited about this book. It is such a great book. And I told my stepmom because, well, I call her mom too. I told her that that was one of the first books that I got from when I was a kid, that I was into the macabre and the unusual, and I had this book along with Bram Stoker's Dracula and Gaston Leroux's Phantom of the Opera, and oh my gosh, like I was just fell in love with the old romantic novels. I mean, really, I mean, it's just like wow. If you ever get a chance to read a good book that really takes you like on a journey, this is a great one to do if you're into fiction. A lot of people like nonfiction, and this also has like this is the thing about the book, that the book that I do as well, on the Plight of Time. It's based in actual places. Like you can read it, but you can look it up on Google Maps, and on Google Earth, and you can find all these places that he talks about. And you can imagine the storyline, and you can think about it, and especially when you get into the Carpathians and things like that, you can think about, like I've seen a lot of movies about the Carpathian Mountains, and out in that area of Croatia, and it's just beautiful places that are out there, and it's just incredible. What can I say? If I had a chance, I would have definitely traveled more and gotten to many different places such as that for sure. And but as the things happen to be right now, the way things are right now, it's for me, just being able to travel in the mind. Ooh. Traveling in the mind. Yeah, and experimenting and doing stuff around the home to kind of bring that little bit of travel feel to life, like you know doing a nice picture of a palm tree, and I mean, look at that. That looks so awesome on a nice beautiful lake, or a beach where somewhere. Yeah. Oh, let me play you a tune since you're here. Just cast it out in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? Boop boopy doo. Wait till I get going. I'm gonna get me a guitar. I'm gonna get a guitar soon. Yeah, it's almost time. It's almost time for my band. And if you don't know about my band, here's a little thing I'm going to tell you. I'm having a band starting for my 60th. So I've got 8 more years. That's 52 now. It's just 52 on the 14th here. So a couple days now. So 52. I've got 8 more years to go before I start my band. And this is going to switch from a ukulele to an electric something. I'm already plugged in. I can plug this baby in, and I know my chords, my ukulele, but next is my guitar, and I'm going to have a rocking guitar. I'm going to talk to a few people, see about finding the guitar. I wish I would have kept my old guitar. It actually had a Floyd Rose adjustments and stuff like that on it, and awesome machine heads and blah blah blah. I had a whammy bar on my first guitar. But the only unfortunate thing is that I went for lessons, and the guys couldn't teach me what I wanted to know, so I kind of lost interest in it and kind of gave it up. But I'm coming back at it with a fever now that I've gotten grasp of the ukulele. It's just a matter of time, babies. It's just a matter of time before I am great on my guitar, and I'll be rocking it out. And I want you guys to learn an instrument or something so you can play along with me, because I would love that. I want to play with you, and you can play with me. I'm so excited thinking about it. Oh my. Ooh, the future looks so bright. Regardless of what's going on in the world, I am so excited that you guys are here. And if you want to see anything more, I won't bother you. I'm gonna paint in this picture today. Just so you know what I'm gonna be doing. I'll paint this picture and I'll show you how it turns out tomorrow. Okay. And in the meantime, I want to say thank you to everybody out there, and thank you for all the birthday wishes that you gave me too. It's so wonderful to have such great people out there and be so warm and enthusiastic about art. It doesn't take a lot of brains. It just takes the want. It takes the feel, the you want to go, you want to do it. Yeah. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys, and I'm always looking for more help, more consideration. If you want to join me and be part of my spiritual growing and help me in my musical journey. It's going to be fun, and I can still show you a little bit more about art. See, I took it a little bit backwards. I went from being an artist to be a musician, where it should have been like being a musician to being an artist. But you know what happened? I asked for it young. They never gave it to me, so I went the other way around. So music to art, art to music. Yeah, it works both ways. And on that note, I want to say thank you, you beautiful creatures out there. And if you want to, come hang out with me, press my little button and come hang out with me, because you know what? The more the merrier. I like you a lot, and I think you're very special. And that maybe one day you might say hello or something to me as well. And peace, oh brother, to you with a little bit added, as my mom used to say. As we get close to the holidays, I'll be saying a little bit more. So, ciao for now, my sweet babies.